guys! Welcome back to my third video. Today I want to talk to y'all about plants. House plants in particular, not outdoors ones, because I kill all of them. So it's is that okay to say I kill them all? I want to talk to you today about my house plants. I have lots of different types and I've been keeping houseplants for quite a few years now, so I have learned a few things on how to keep them alive and not kill them all. So the first thing I think when you decide to buy a houseplant is you need to kind of look in the area, your house, and where in the house you want to place your plant, where is a suitable place, because you can't just go out and buy any typical plant and just throw it anywhere in your house, because if it doesn't have adequate light, if it's not happy, it's going to die. If you want something easy to keep, you can't go wrong with cactuses. They're great. You can keep them on a window in the kitchen, in the front of the house, the back of the house, once it has direct light and it's nice and warm for them. For darker places in the house, I love ivies and I love pothos, I think they're called. And an ivy is basically your ivy plant, like this guy. You see them growing outside on trees, on walls, but they can do really well in a darker room, like a bathroom, or if you have a dark kitchen, if you put them in a nice pot and you can put them somewhere on a fridge or somewhere nice, and they do look pretty. I usually get my fancy pots in TK Maxx because they're really cheap and you can get really good quality stone, ceramic, glass. One in particular I got recently was a Buddha pot, and that is where I keep my ivy, and it looks like this. And this weighs an awful lot, so I'm going to put it down now. There is a few other plants that I like that clear the air in your house. There's palms, there's ferns, there is a snake plant, which is like this. And this is very groovy. It can grow quite big, but if you keep it in a small pot like I do, it'll stay small, so you can keep it on a desk or beside your laptop or whatever. But it's a really nice plant. The next sort of house plants I like to keep, not great at keeping them because I think my house is a bit too hot for them, is edible plants. Like my favorite is basil. With this, when you buy this from the store or a market, you're better off to put it into a big pot, because when it's kept in a small pot, it doesn't do well. You're better to put it in a big pot and it'll grow into a bigger plant, and you'll have loads of basil for eating sandwiches, for cooking, all that stuff. Really, really nice, and smells amazing as well. There's a few plants that are a bit trickier to keep. For me, there was a prayer plant. They look like this. See, it's actually a very pretty plant, but I was having a lot of trouble with this guy, trying to figure out what the right spot was in the house, the temperature, how to make it happy. Because when it is not happy, all the leaves curl up really tight and they all droop. Between myself and my boyfriend, we figured out that he likes to be with other plants. Oh, not with other plants. What the hell? Yeah, with other plants. He likes to be with other plants. Really, it's the humidity. These guys like lots of humidity, so it needs to be misted every day, and it needs to be with other plants because they will create a humid environment for these guys. They flourish better. They like lots of light, but not direct light, so you need to put them somewhere where it's a perfect balance of natural light but not direct sunlight, because you'll burn the leaves and they just don't like it. The leaves are all pink underneath, and then the top of the leaf is all white and green, so they're pretty. I'm open for offers. If anyone wants to buy it, I will sell it for €80. Joke. So I'm going I can't stop saying so next. What I want to talk about in the next part of this video is how to feed your plants and how to repot them and how to know when you need to repot them and all that blah blah. Oh sugar, my bloody caleithia is falling. Yeah, I can do this. Thanks. Oops, sorry about that guys. We had an emergency. A house plant that needs a new pot, a bigger pot, looks like this. I'll just show you an example. So this is a new plant that I got, so it's only a week old, so I need to replant it in a bigger pot. So it's really pretty. It's very nice colours, and I'll just show you. This is what it looks like when it needs a new pot. I just dropped a load of soil into my tea. But this is a groovy mug as well that I got in TK Maxx. When you're getting a bigger pot for your houseplant, it should be about 2 fingers bigger than what the pot size is currently. When I'm getting a new pot for this, I'm going to go 2 sizes bigger, but no more, because if I get it any bigger, the plant will get stressed out and it'll kill it. In regards to soil and what you use, I use soil for houseplants. And the brand I use is Baby Bio, and it looks like this. When you repot your houseplant, you give it a good watering. You water it until you see water running out of the soil to the holes. And you always have to make sure that your houseplant is in a pot with holes, because it needs to be drained. Wet or damp roots will kill your houseplants. The new compost that you use, it has lots of fertilizer in it, so you won't need to use any fertilizer for at least 4 months. So you just need to water. I water my plants once a week, and I don't use tap water directly because the chlorine is not good for them. It makes brown spots, and it's just not healthy for your houseplant. I boil water and I let it cool, and then I use that to water my plants. And I usually fill one of these guys, or 2 or 3, and I bring everybody outside and they all get a bath. Same thing, I water them till all the water runs out through the holes. Every day I spray them down with one of these. Fertilizer. You have to fertilize your houseplants or they'll never flourish, or they won't grow healthy. They'll just be a bit dim and sad. This is plant food. It looks like this. It will last for months, because with houseplants I feed them fertilizer every 2 weeks. The recommended amount, I halve that, and I put it through this guy of water, and I feed all my plants. You see, in a week you see a massive difference in the quality of your houseplants. Mistakes. Big mistake for people is either overwatering or underwatering. We seem to either go stone crazy with water, or we're killing them with no water at all. For me, as I said earlier, once a week with watering suits my plants perfectly, and every 2 weeks I add fertilizer. As I said, you water them through, they should be fine during the week. But if it's very hot outside and the house is quite warm, you could check during the week by just touching the soil. And if it's very, very dry, bone dry, you can just give them a bit of water. You don't have to run the water through, but just a bit, and mist them down like I do, and that should keep them happy. And you actually need to wipe the leaves of certain plants, because they breathe and they absorb through their leaves, and if they're really dusty, it's not good for them either. Bring them into a shower or a bath, and if you just hold the plant like this, and you can lightly shower down all the leaves to get all the dust off them, that's really good. They love that. Oh, with plants, edible plants like your basil, your thyme, and all those guys, I don't use fertilizer on these because I'm eating this. Now you can get an organic fertilizer. You should be safe eating this, but I don't. I just water it. I don't fertilize it because, as I said, I'm eating it, so I don't know if it'll be safe for consumption. So no fertilizer for the edible ones, except maybe organic or a safe one. Is that a bug? Oh, but Jesus, it is. Oh fuck, get off. Oh sorry, hold on, don't be person. We had an invader, a UFO. Thank you again for watching my video. If you like my video, hit like, and if you love, subscribe. And we will see you next time. Thank you, bye.